Alrighty, for the recording, this is semi-final 1. We have Tom Bot up here versus Richard O down here. Feel free to get started whenever you're ready, guys. So we've got Cats versus Storm. It's going to be interesting. And on the other table, we have Flash Hulk versus Black White. Turn 1, Wild Nacatl. I don't know if you're still in here, Vance, but look at this. You're welcome. We've got real classic aggro gaming. While these two get into their early turns, big thank you to everyone who participated in today's fight night. If you're out of the event now, thank you all for coming. It means a lot that we have been getting pretty steady numbers, pretty regular attendance. It's actually really cool. And if you've been watching in the stream and you've been hanging out, I appreciate you as well. Thanks, gang. So we have attack for 2 after a turn 1 Surveil land. Presumably there's some kind of 2-drop coming. And notably, Tom did not have a second fetch land to turn on the Nacatl. Turn 2, Bronzehide Lion. Watch Wolf, but a cat. What a time. This format's great. We have someone playing Black Lotus, easily the most iconic Magic card of all time, playing against Borderloft Pathway, Wild Nacatl, and Bronzehide Lion. You can't get this anywhere else. Just saying, you know, if you're thinking about getting into this format and watching Fight Night was a big part of that, hop in. This format's great. You can do whatever you want. There's a Serum Visions on the stack? Hell yeah. So Richard's going to spend the first 2 turns sculpting his hand. He's presumably looking for a couple of bits and pieces. He might even be close to a kill already. Because this deck is very explosive. I expect Tom's next turn to either be some amount of interaction to protect him from dying, or an immense amount of pressure with like a Lord, for example. Okay. Missing the land drop, which we suspected because the Nacatl didn't get a plateau to feed it. A Dawn Pouncer does represent a lot of damage if a Lord can come into play, though. Hits for 4 all of a sudden. Entirely possible that Tom just dies right now. So I guess we'll see how this plays out. We did see that Richard kept 1 card on top off the Serum Visions. So at least he's found 1 card that matters. Ren's Resolve, reveal Citadel, and Dark Petition. That's really bad, right? Although, I guess if next turn you can cast the Citadel, you could cast it now off like a Lotus LED and just go for it. I'm assuming the Ren's Resolve was trying to find a land here. Maybe some action. If Tom has a mountain and a lord, 4/4/4, it's 12 damage. I think one of the cat lords gives +2/+1 instead of +1/+1. That would be lethal. I can't imagine Pinkie Pie really wanted to see Citadel Dark Petition or Friends Resolve. Very interested to see how this shakes out. Fetch down to 12. Now dead to a lord. Petal. 2 mana. Dark Red puts us to 4. Kabara puts us to 5. Dark Petition add 3 for Yorkwill. Doesn't quite get there. You petition for Lotus and then cast Citadel. That gets there, I guess. And then obviously your Citadel has to actually cooperate. We ball. Let's see it. No land on top. Mopal, sure. I mean, as soon as he sees a land, Chromox Helm. Okay. Tendrils is lethal. Manamorphose, we're going deeper. Okay. If Pinkie hits Mystical Tutor, wins the game. Naturally hits Tendrils, that wins. It's close. It's really close. Sink into Stupor, presumably to dig a card deeper off Citadel. He must not have it. This puts in a 1. But then how do you win? Yorkwill, I guess. Chromox. Yeah. You have access to 4 mana now. Brain Surge. Oh, that might be it. He's on 5, so he can cast Tendrils. He cannot cast MT for Tendrils. I think he was meant to leave a blue up. That might actually matter. It might not, but... Top to Yorkwill. Oh, that has to get there. There's a Lotus, there's a Petal, there's a bunch of black. Holy hell, that gets there. This deck is so sick. Actual, factual, Storm. It's pretty good. I mean, there's technically a couple more motions, but there's definitely a petition in the graveyard. Turn 3 kill. Yeah. Well, I'll do it. Inquisition, sure. Oh, he did have the +2/+1 Lord. Wow. Richard actually had to get there. So, Ren's resolve hitting Dark Petition Citadel was actually perfect. That is so sick. Yeah, well done. GG's. On to game 2. Tom's gonna have the play here. Yeah, missing that third land. It actually just mattered. It was just everything. Because he would have put Richard way lower if he could play his Lord that turn. And then he doesn't get to Citadel anywhere near as much. That's such a tight game. I mean, considering what Tom did was essentially play creatures and attack, it is absurd how close that was. Because if he draws the land, or if he draws anything on 2 mana that increases his clock, he probably wins. Like if this Boulder Fist, well, if this pathway was a plateau, I think he wins. That's crazy. On to game 2. Tom will have the play. He's probably going to board in 7 cards, 8 cards maybe, and should get quite a lot of equity. Richard's probably going to board in like 2 cards, 3 cards, and we'll see how that plays out. That was crazy. Whew. I wonder how the other game's going. Alrighty, never mind. We're back on. Well, Tom's got the play. We've already seen some of the sideboard tech he's had today. We'll see if he came prepared for actual factual Storm. I think it's not unreasonable that he has about 6-7 sideboard cards. Might be a little less than that. Another turn 1 to Cattle. Discard spell? Cantrip. Cantrip? Okay. Turn 1 Wild Nacatl versus turn 1 Ponder. A matchup as old as time itself. Let's see. Okay, no shuffle. Tom's going to hope to get on the board here. Maybe Mox 3-drop. Maybe land 2-drop. Maybe land hate piece. Well, he has a mountain this time for Nikado. That's a big deal. 4 damage. And Pride Mage will have relevant text. Okay. So Richard's window for a Citadel kill is shrinking very rapidly. Now Tom doesn't have the Pride Mage up, so this turn would be a great turn. Next turn will be a substantially worse turn. We will be on far less health. What are points despite Emerald? We've also seen a Pearl, and there was a Caracas. So it's Emerald, Pearl, Caracas. So heavily leaning on the synergy of a companion plus a creature typal deck, and hoping to power out 3-drops with Moxen. That is the core of the deck. It's really sick. It's actually such a cool deck. Does not have a 3-drop Lord. It's not great. Does get to hold up the Pride Mage if he doesn't do anything. Yeah, choke tagging the sea. It's a big deal. It means if Richard wants blue mana out of this Marsh Flats, he's going to have to take 3 for Watery Grave as well, which is of note because it can't get Volk here. Choke resolves. Alright. So, notably the Pride Mage is not up. Richard is on 10 for Citadel math. And has 1 land in play, functionally. If he has a kill, it's going to be incredibly tight. And if he doesn't have a kill, which is far more likely, I don't know that he gets another turn. Or at least another real turn. So this might be it. One drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, huh? That's crazy. It'd be crazy if that's just good enough. So if you have a land, Lotus gets you to 5. I mean, Pinky has 8 cards in hand right now. I'm not certain if Marsh Flats can make mana without taking damage. There has to be a swamp, right? Like, there's probably a Watery Grave, but there has to be a swamp and a Badlands. Yep. Okay. So he's on 9, has 1 mana. Play an untapped land for 2. Is that a Rain of Filth? Oh boy, okay. Helm. Okay. Kabaret gives us all the black. We're just playing a Citadel? Oh my god, we are. We still have a land drop. It's a fetch for a shuffle. We have a black and pull. We have a Helm in play. This might get there. This might not. I mean, I mean, that that might get there. Wait, does it get there? I don't think this gets there. And I don't know if the players realize. I wonder if chat sees it. Surely chat sees it. Rain of filth. Why does this not get there on the board? Oh, that gets there. Yeah, Eganjo and Wild Nikado gets there. The reason that it didn't get there is that Mana Vault kills Richard in his draw step if you simply don't attack into the Sphinx. The Sphinx won't have time to gain life before the Mana Vault kills you. But Eganjo and Wild Nikado definitely gets there. But no, because Ali Pride Mage can't blow up the Sphinx. So as long as you don't Pride Mage the Mana Vault, or let the Sphinx gain 6 with a fetch that... Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't cast anything off the top with Citadel. You can't make colored mana with Strand. But, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Tom wins game 2. So we're going to go to game 3 here. Richard is going to have the play, which is going to be absolutely enormous. I think there is a very real situation, or a very real possibility, that Tom does not get to play a spell for game 3. It is entirely possible. And if that happens, well, that happens. I mean, either way, actual factual Storm or green white Cats is making it to the finals of Fight Night 3. I could not be happier. This is dope. Like, this is so cool. Yeah. One drop, 2 drop, Stone Rain, kill my own guy. That's what Tom did that game, and it won. Was a 1 mana creature, a 2 mana creature, a Stone Rain, and then he killed his own creature. Sick. I love this format. This format is nonsense. Alright, game 3. So as I said, Pinky's going to have the play, which is a very big deal. I can't imagine... I mean, if Tom doesn't get a turn, I don't know how much interaction he can have. He'd have endurance? That'd be kind of it. Mana Vault. Whoa, okay. Are we actually gaming? Oh my god, we're gaming. Land on top brick. Probe. Okay. Sees Misty, High Noon, Temple Garden, Fleece Mane, Geddon, Relic Water, and Mox Emerald. If Tom got a turn, he would have been able to cast a High Noon. He might not get a turn. Oh my god. I mean, Richard still has to get there. Predict gets to dig a bit deeper. I mean, Tom has land Mox High Noon. And it just does not matter. He's actually dead turn 1. Wow. We played a really close game 1. We played a really close game 2. Now I have the play. GG's, shake my hand. That is so sick. I love this format. Tom snap keep 7. Turn 1 High Noon. Not even remotely good enough. That's so sick. Oh my god. Yeah, he's putting 5 cards on top. Who knows what could happen with this Doomsday? It's impossible to know what he could have on top. Oh, that's a bad beat. I'm really glad that Richard had the Gataxian probe so that we could see that Tom had the turn 1 High Noon. That is the ribbon on this. Ah, oh, GG's. Holy hell. Alright, well, as it says on the screen, Pinkie Pie wins the match. GG's, well played. Ah, yes, thank you, Tom. That does make it visible for the stream. Pinkie Pie is going to advance to the finals.